Hello, this is Ali Ajmal, your psychologist. Today I'm going to talk about some common mental health issues that many people are suffering from nowadays. Because of our lifestyle nowadays and because of the circumstances and the environment around us, nowadays many people are having many of these mental health issues. Nowadays, as a psychologist, it came to my experience that many people, and many mean the shocking number of people, are having stress nowadays. And their stresses are just killing them. They are becoming mentally and physically sick because of their stresses. And after the stresses, the other big problem with the many people of this world nowadays is anxiety, which is another psychological problem. And then comes depression, which is not very prevalent but dangerously prevalent in nowadays world. By the way, depression is not that common as there is stress or anxiety, but it is very common nowadays. If we talk about stress and the symptoms of the stress, well, if you are having some physical symptoms like your heart pounding, palpitations, or you cannot focus, your mood is not good, you can't focus, you are tired easily and you are irritated easily, these are some common symptoms of stresses. And if we talk about anxiety, so there are many issues which involve anxiety. It may be generalized anxiety disorder, it may be OCD, it may be some kind of phobia. So anxiety, all the problems which we encounter during our anxieties, it's irrational fears and restlessness. If you are having irrational fears or restless conditions, you might having some anxiety. So what do I mean by irrational fears? Well, some fears are rational. Okay, if we are human being, we can afraid of these things. This is survival instinct and this is by the way healthy. But if we keep getting afraid of such things which are not worth fearing, or these things has no logic that we should be afraid of these things, or if there is some logic and we are afraid from a few things out of proportion, that we must not be afraid that much, or we should not be worried about too much about the flimsy things. But if we are worried, if we are restless, then we say that these are the typical symptoms of anxiety. Okay, if we talk about depression, well, depression is 190-degree, 180-degree, sometimes opposite or contrary to the symptoms of anxiety, but it is sometime. The symptoms of depression are very complicated, and I suggest not to diagnose yourself with depression before consulting some expert, because the symptoms of depression are very complicated. It may take some toll on your body, that you can't sleep, your appetite, your hunger is affected, your mood is down, suicidal thoughts, maybe you are considering life worthless, maybe you can consider yourself worthless if you are having depression. Life doesn't mean anything to you. Normal activities which other people can enjoy, you can't enjoy. And at the same time, you can be restless if you are having depression. So the symptoms of depression, these are a few symptoms, but these symptoms are not like that every person who is suffering from depression will feel these symptoms. In individual cases, symptoms can vary. So, as I suggest, don't diagnose yourself, especially in case of depression. Okay, now these are so common psychological issues. Why should we treat them? Many people in this world, they are living with these conditions. They are having stress, distress, anxieties, and depression, but they are living. Okay, but they are not living. That's why we need to treat these symptoms. They are not living their life. They are not enjoying their life. They cannot fulfill their potentials. They cannot work properly. If they are thinking they are working properly, they are not progressing according to their potentials. They are wasting themselves just because of depression. There are many things, their professional life, their social life, their personal life, their sexual life, and every sphere of their life is affected because of these conditions, because of these disorders, these diseases. But they are not knowing it. They are just living life as if they are thinking that this is the life. This is the life. Fine. Pain, suffering, not enjoying, not progressing, not developing. They are thinking this is life. But believe me, this is not the life. This is depression. This is stress. It might be some anxiety. So we should treat these symptoms to be happy in our life, to be good for yourself and to be good for the others, for your loved one, for your society, and for the world, so you can work according to your potential, so you can make progress in your life, so you can be healthy in your life, so you can enjoy your life, and so your dependent can enjoy their lives. You need to treat these symptoms. And if we don't treat these symptoms, it can make us very sick. These conditions sometimes bring chronic conditions, more chronic conditions. Like if a person is suffering from stress, it is very probable that he is very much vulnerable to some kind of chronic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, blood pressure, cardiac issues, muscle problems, skin issues, because these conditions, especially stress, is a silent killer. Stress is very bad for your immune system, and if your immune system is not working, nothing will work. And the same is in case of anxiety and depression. These conditions are very lethal to your immune system. These are the killer of your immune system, and it will bring many diseases, many conditions, many life problems, not for you but for others as well. And one last thing I would like to share about these conditions, that nowadays most of the people, yes, most of the people are suffering from either stress, anxiety or depression because of many factors. But they are not insane. We think sometimes, I came across this stigma from many of my patients that they heard or they are considering people who are suffering from some mental condition as an insane person, which is not true, by the way. Anxiety, stress is just like sometime we are having some seasonal flu or some fever or some headache, just like we can have nowadays. Stress, anxiety, depression, it has nothing to do with insanity, and that doesn't make you insane. And just like we can have sometime fever or headache or stomach problem, diarrhea, occasional symptoms, likewise we can have these symptoms. There is no harm, no shame, no guilt in that. You shouldn't be worried about these things. These things are perfectly normal. Be brave. Yes, be courageous. If you are having these symptoms, to accept these symptoms, yes, you are having, speak up, contact to some consultant. Go and just treat these symptoms. It's the same way that we treat fever, headache, diarrhea, seasonal flu, etc., etc. So don't be afraid of these things that you are having these things. No, just open up and start enjoying your life. Start living your life. Be good for yourself and for the others by treating these symptoms of yours. If you will keep going with these symptoms, believe me, you are not doing any good to yourself, neither to your loved ones. If you want to consult about these symptoms, about these condition, or any of such kind of mental health issues with me, you can contact me through following given number in the description below. You can consult me in my clinic physically, or you can consult me online. And if you want to consult me, just contact these numbers, and your symptoms, your conditions, your anxieties, your stresses, your life problem is just a number away. Just dial this number and I'll try my best to treat these symptoms and to let you back in your life with full vigor, energy, positivity, so you can live and thrive in your life. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself.